So what do you think? The Christmas star? The Star of Bethlehem? Many of us grew up with the story over Christmas time, but there isn't a shred of evidence of a star appearing in the sky that was so significantly bright that it led the wise men off on their journey. The Egyptians, the Babylonians recorded vast amounts of astronomical information, but say nothing of this mystical star. As an astronomer who loves Christmas, it's only natural that I'm keen to find out if there's any truth behind the story. Now, around the time of the star's alleged appearance, astronomy and astrology were one and the same thing, so we need to look at both astronomical and astrological events of the time, particularly because it's now thought that the wise men were priests, Zoroastrianist priests, and they were world-renowned astrologers. One of the difficulties in unravelling the truth behind the story is that we don't know exactly when the star appeared, so we need to look at a range of different events in the sky, but the most interesting, and I think most plausible, occurred between 2 and 3 BC. In that year, the planet Jupiter, which astrologers of the time considered to be the king planet, passed by Regulus, which they considered to be the king star in the constellation of Leo. But this didn't happen just once. Oh no, it happened 3 times, because in that year, the Earth, which orbits the Sun closer than Jupiter, overtook the giant planet effectively on the inside lane. So the wise men looking up at the sky, they would see Jupiter pass Regulus once as it heads east in its normal direction, then change direction and head west, passing it again, before resuming its normal easterly motion across the sky and past it a 3rd time. So with all these unusual movements in the sky, it's no wonder that the priests drew the conclusion that something significant was about to happen in the world of the kings, and so they set off on their epic journey heading west from their home in Persia, just as Jupiter started heading west in the sky. But there's one really interesting twist in the tale. The wise men probably travelled by camel, and camels can travel about 16 kilometres per day. The distance between Persia and Bethlehem to the west is about 1,600 kilometres, so it would have taken them about 3 months to make the journey. And it may be coincidence, but 3 months is the same time that Jupiter would also have travelled westward in the sky. And when Jupiter resumed its normal easterly motion, they would have stopped travelling and more than likely found themselves in Bethlehem. Now, we may never know the truth behind the story, but it's my belief that it was nothing more than an astronomical event that was interpreted by astrologers, which took them by chance to a place called Bethlehem, where they happened to find an unsuspecting mother and baby boy that had just been born. And so the seeds were sown for a story that would be passed down through the generations for thousands of years.